So then I mean, based on what you said about the challenges and so on, and the demands on your time, how do you balance family and personal life with your chosen life pursuits?
I'll be honest, where I would say professionally, I've handled it really well.
Mm,
Family wise, I think that's very kind of fell down. I'm single, I don't have any kids, um, and I can't say it's necessarily by choice. I think the demand like is not by choice.
Why
It
are you laughing?
trial and error. Some
It
trial
happens
and
to the
error.
best of us. Happens to the best of us.
But
no,
but if
I was going to keep a straight face, right? But then she
But
said it
you
wasn't my
can't.
choice, right?
definitely not by choice. I mean, it is a lot. It is a lot because whoever comes into your life has to understand limited time. They
Hmm.
also have to understand, especially if you are a journalist that is mostly in the public eye, how to
Hmm.
handle persons coming at you, on a normal basis walking down the street.
Hmm.
um those kind of things, and it can be difficult and it can be challenging, and not everybody can appreciate it, not everybody
Right.
um can handle it, so it has been a challenge. So I would say I've balanced work and academics really well, but in terms of getting the family and finding the significant other, or the significant other finding me, it has been quite a challenge because of work. And if you do look across the board in terms of females in the newsroom where I am, we don't have anyone who, well, we have one person who has a child, one person is divorced, and basically we're all almost single. So
Mm.
it's pretty tough.
Well, let me stay in the realm that you kind of developing here. So, what are some of the secrets you would say that you've developed relative to handling being in the public as Anne Marie, as opposed to Ann Marie Burke of CBC Evening News?
It was hard at first because I am a retaliator with my tongue, if you want to call it that.
He's a
So
Beijing,
when
right?
persons saw me
To the
face
bone.
the stages, I telling you about how I feel. It's
Right,
like, who are you talking to? That was
right.
me. But honestly, the first thing you have to have is humility. And
Hmm.
you have to, I was never a person, and my parents instilled in me, you are no better than anybody else. Yes, you would have had certain achievements. Yes, you you're working in a particular environment that people know who you are, but that does not mean that you snub anybody or you look down on anybody. So that's my first principle, and
Hmm.
that's how I exist mostly. So humility, and with humility comes the nurturing of credibility, and the understanding that this person is approachable, and that you can be relatable to the public that you serve, because basically our job is to serve the public.
Right.
So it can be challenging, though. I mean, I had instances even outside of Barbados where I remember walking down to Barclays Center in New York, and somebody passed, "Hi, Anne Marie." I looked like, who's this person? Like,
Hmm.
how do you know me? I said,
Wow.
"Hi," and she said, "Oh, my parents are Belgian and I watch you on CBC.BB, and I'm in New York." So you must understand your privacy is not
Yeah.
really yours
Yeah.
anymore. It can be challenging, but I had to learn how to deal with the public. I had to, and I took some beating for it. I was a
Mm.
Facebook backlasher, and then I realized that it made no sense, because everybody will not like you,
It's
and
true.
when you understand that part of it, then you can handle it better. But it took some time for me to get comfortable with the attention that I would get at times.
Right. Yeah. Can
Definitely.
imagine.
Yeah. But I
So,
will
so.
say though that the little ones, my favorite are the kids.
Hmm.
Even during this COVID time, I went into the supermarket and this little boy came up to me. I had on no glasses and a mask, and he touched me and he was like, "Chrissy, with my friend TV." And I said, "But how you know it?" I don't have on my glasses, I have on a mask, So I really embrace the little children and the elderly especially because I think
Mm-hmm.
that, their approach is always sweeter than the other persons in the mid-range.
Yes. Being
All
a
right. So,
public figure can be kind of,
mhm.
I guess it can be draining at times too.
Yes, it can be very draining too because every time you leave the house, even what you put on, you have to be cognizant of your behavior right across the board. It doesn't matter where you're going. You could be going from here to just put gas in the car and come back. You have to be cognizant of you're going to see somebody out there who knows you and they expect a certain um, type of behavior from you, that you're dressed a certain way and those kind of things. So it can be extremely difficult. I have been ridiculed already in the supermarket for wearing a shorts that was not even very short, but it was like you had on the shorts, and this older lady was like, I never thought that you would come to the supermarket in a shorts. I guess she expected me to come, all dolled up like, hey, I'm for news,
The news.
but it can be difficult. But
Yes.
once you get to understand it, and you must also know how to turn a blind eye to the negative comments as well, because negative comments do come.
That
And
takes some practice, I imagine.
yeah, I get them, especially like, oh, you look so fat, punty. You look so fat,
Oh
punty,
my
but you look so
word.
fat now. I get that a lot.
Agent boy.
Yeah, Beijers. Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
Before you crop me up too much, right? Let me ask you this because you're kind of going on this lane already, but I want to give you a chance to really answer this question for the public. Who do people think you are, or who do you say you are?
people think that I am always well put together. I'm always smiling. I'm always jovial. I'm always happy. I am the kind of person you can always approach and whatever. I don't think people realize that I do have my moments where I cry. I do have my moments where I don't want to comb my hair. I do have those moments. There is this misconception that I must always be put together, and I am always put together. And I do take some blame by trying to, be that way generally. But when people, or if people actually see the other side, the little stunt, I am usually a happy-go-lucky kind of person. I love a laugh. I love the simpler things in life. That's another misconception. I think people look at you and assume because you're in a certain position, you prefer a certain lifestyle. But for me, a walk on the beach is 10 times better than dinner at Champers. That is me. But
Mhm.
other people see it differently. I'm always supposed to be well spoken, but no, I can put down some serious Bajan. And I will say, honestly, with some colorful words in between if I want.
Personality.
So,
But I think generally there is this misconception of being always put together. But truthfully, I do have those human points of breaking
Yes.
down and not being, Miss Prima proper, always on point.
so if I understand you clearly, Anne Marie, there's Anne Marie Burke on one hand, and then there's Buffy.
There are three persons. There's
Three,
Amory Burt, CBC Sports.
right?
There's Amory. I hear how I
Right.
say Amory.
That's
Marie.
Calmer.
Amory.
That's
Right?
Calmer.
That's the Calmer
Marie.
Right.
Amory.
That's Calmer. Right.
Calmer. And then there's Buffy. Because I'm a real family person. There's Buffy and
Right.
Annie Baby Girl. Whatever. My family, we laugh, we make jokes, everything like that. And so there are three different personalities, but
Hmm.
but ironically they're not three individual personalities.
Right.
They kind of
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
intertwine with each other.
Yeah.
So as I like to put it, I can go with the queen and sit down and have her 15-course dinner and get through it flawlessly, use every cutlery in whatever order as it's supposed to be,
Mm-hmm.
speak the Queen's English, walk out of Buckingham Palace, go around the corner in the pub and hold a beer and some bar nuts, and that is me.
That's
So
you.
that's me.
That's you. Mm.
Yeah.
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 Well, this interview is going really, really quite well. As a matter of fact, it feels like we've been talking for 5 minutes. We even, as a matter of fact, we took our last official question. Doesn't
Okay.
mean that we're gonna grill you a bit more because we kind of like
That's
having you
fine.
here. All right,
That's
well,
fine.